Welcome to a collective energy reading. My name is Kat. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you. Love you. We're going to get some base energy cards here for this week. See what Spirit has to say. Yeah. We've got number 46, Strength card coming up. I love the imagery on this card because this little fairy is riding on this tiger, and the tiger, it can fly her over the landscape or fly her over the troubles, worries, and woes. They're beneath her in this card. So Spirit is asking us collectively to have some strength. And in some ways, also, it feels like, let us carry you over it. Recognize that some things are beneath your notice, beneath your worry, beneath your concern. Let's see what else. We've got modify number 20. I'll show it to you guys. Oh, get some light on it. Strength and modify. One more, please. Whoa. We've got number 6, give back, coming up as well in the base energy. And also number 39 wanted to come out with that as well. That says choice. And get some tarot too. The base energy of this sort of feels like, especially with that strength card, feeling like something is beneath us or something should be beneath our notice. We should be able to fly over the energy of it. With modify and give back, I feel like there is a way to handle the energy of a difficult situation in a way that keeps the energy positive and reciprocal. That's a way to contribute, to give back to the situation. With the choice and the modify card here, it feels like that we have the option to choose to handle a situation or a difficult energy in a different way. To focus on giving back or contributing in some way. Get some tarot on top of it, please, my friends. Let's seek some clarity for this situation. We've got the 3 of Cups, which is a card of celebration, victory, and good times coming up on that strength card. Let's get a couple more here. And the 3 of Pentacles coming up with it too, so the double 3s. And it seems like the 3 of Pentacles is usually a card of collaborations or showing off your work, getting credit for your work, getting recognition for the things that you've done. And the 3 of Cups is a card of celebration. So it looks like putting yourself out there, putting your work out there, maybe showing your work off to the right people is cause for celebration here. One more on this, please. And the 2 of Cups coming up with that as well. I don't know how well you can see. These cards are really tiny. There they are. Some little dolphins. Yeah, something is a perfect match or a perfect fit. Something feels harmonious about a situation here. And these 3 cards are coming up on that strength card where it's like coasting over things that are beneath our notice. It's like sailing over difficulties here. And it looks like whoever you're showing off to, wherever you're putting your work out there, whatever, it feels like we had the strength to soar over like maybe our imposter syndrome or our nervousness about sharing something, getting something out there and showing it off with this 3 of Pentacles is cause for celebration because it's actually brought in a perfectly matched energy and an opposites attract kind of energy happening with this 2 of Cups. So it almost gives me like celebrating a victory of something that worked out in kind of a beautiful and perfect way, or is going to coming up here for you in the next week. Yes, have the strength to show your stuff. Have the courage to put yourself out there. I know it's easier said than done sometimes, right? I feel it. What else, please? What else can you tell me on these cards? Let's see. We've got the Hanged Man coming up. And I feel like I want to put it on this give back card. The Hanged Man being a change of perspective, an enlightenment or an illumination about a situation, looking at something differently. What else on that one? With the Queen of Wands. I'm loving this, collective. There's some really solid energy here. Oops. One more for this little mini set, please. And actually, these ones want to be over here. Okay. Sorry. They want to live right over there. Okay. Sorry, I don't know if you can tell, but this is almost always on the fly. I don't really have like a setup or a way that I do it. It's always just wherever the cards feel like they want to go and however many cards feel like they need to come out. It's a very like just intuitive process and go with the flow. So the Hanged Man and the Queen of Wands, it wants to live over on the number 20 card here. One more to go with it, please. And the Knight of Wands coming out with that. I feel like what we're modifying, the choice that we're making, looking at things differently with this Hanged Man card coming out also. And you've got the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands with it. So it feels like really stepping into our own flourishing, embracing our own passions, our own joys, and moving forward in some sort of passionate way here. Looking at it differently, looking at ourselves differently, or our situation. The Queen of Wands has a connotation too, as she's usually pictured with sunflowers. And so there's a connotation with the Queen of Wands to make sure that we're keeping our eyes on the positive, keeping our eyes on the prize, turning our face towards the sun, basking in the sun, like a gratitude or appreciation kind of energy to keep our mind focused on the things that are positive and make us feel good, and especially about ourselves here. I'm getting this sense that it's a self-image shift with the Hanged Man and the Queen of Wands. We've got the Four of Cups coming up on this give back card. And the Four of Cups has a kind of a connotation of apathy or disinterest. Let's see what else comes up with it. But there's also the cup in the background here. So with the Four of Cups, it's like the person is bored or disinterested, dissatisfied with the three cups in front of them there. But the other cup in the background of the image is the answer to that apathy, the fourth cup being offered. And really, we only need to look up and see it. This card coming back up on that give back card. So there may be some benefit or some spark that comes from putting ourselves in our servant mentality for this week, whatever that looks like for you. So if you do volunteering or you do helping out a neighbor, handing somebody $1, passing off your umbrella, whatever that is, just opening doors for people, just being in a servant mentality, being in a solid energy of the generous social contract can be an uplifting kind of energy to be in. Coming up with that, we also have the Five of Cups, the Four and the Five of Cups coming up together. That's a synchronicity as well. And the Nine of Swords coming up with that. Yeah, this is a really dense energy with this situation on this give back card. apathy, disappointment, and worry, basically, is this energy. But they really want to break this energy on that. We'll get 3 up here on this choice card. We are going to pull some clarifiers out on all of these as well. So I want to know how did we get ourselves in this energy, and how do we break out? Well, depends on where you are, I guess, right now. Justice coming up on the choice card. A balancing of the scales. What else? Yeah, the death card coming out with that as well. I'll show it to you. So you know I'm not making it up. I feel like this choice card, and there's a Ace of Pentacles coming up with that, yeah. So with the Justice and the Death card coming up, and the Ace of Pentacles coming up on that choice card, this really feels like something is all about how you choose to look at it, or how you choose to take things moving forward. Because sometimes the death of something, the falling away of something, is a karmic balancing. It is intended to be that way. It is actually letting something that no longer serves us fall away so that new opportunities can come in. And I feel like the energy on this card is where you choose to place your focus, choosing to put your focus on the new opportunity coming in, the new possibilities that will open up when we release stagnant energy. That's the choice of where to put your focus on. Why am I still shuffling? Do we want another card on that? Normally I would be done by now. One more. Yeah. The Tower. So just in case it was unclear what's going on with this, they wanted to have the Tower come out as well on top of it, so... And that's an understandable energy for the collective, individually. There's obviously, we have a lot of energy of things shifting, things changing. We've got Pluto moving into Aquarius. We have a whole bunch of retrogrades, and just a whole lot of towers coming down and some shifting of things happening in the energy. If you know, you know, right? So actually, this one's over here. Okay. But I feel like there's definitely, okay, and that could just be a general collective energy for everybody right now, with the Four of Cups being apathy, the Five of Cups being disappointment, crying over spilled cups, the Nine of Swords being worry, concern, all of that. And Spirit really not wanting us to focus on that energy with this. There's that Strength card says that we know we're better than that worry. We know we're better than that energy, right? And as light workers, I think we do. And sometimes it's easy, but it doesn't make us immune to falling into those thoughts and those patterns and those feelings, right? Because it looks like there is some beautiful opportunities, some beautiful things coming up, some things that transpire and happen when change happens, when death death and tower moments remove things from our lives, remove old karma and balance things out. What's up with this? The Bard, number 7. And I do love this number 7 card, the Bard. Because this is a card that of storytelling, poetry, myth, history. It's the Bard is an entertainer and someone who spins tales. So with this card, we have the energy that it kind of flows in with this is modify or choose what stories we're telling, what myth we're spinning. We are the storytellers with this card. So make sure that there's a big energy this week of make sure that you are telling yourself the right stories. I feel like there's a big energy of needing to maybe visualize or journal, write out your story, tell yourself a good story. Because there's actually a lot of really positive opportunity here. Water fairy feelings and emotions, number 28. Yeah, the water fairy turns up in readings when we are needing assistance to move through some feelings, to move some feelings out from ourselves, to process emotions and let them flow away in a healthy way. So this is very much an energy of needing to recognize. The water fairy also turns up when we need to recognize our feelings as valid, right? Recognize that we're having these feelings, this really dense energy down here of the 4 of cups, the 5 of cups, and the 9 of swords. And so the water fairy turns up in assistance to help us process those feelings, to recognize the validity of them, and to help them flow away. All right, these ones now. Now we'll get some clarifying cards on top of it. But it definitely feels like releasing the old emotions, even if they're fresh emotions. Because I don't get a feeling off of this, like, I really don't get a feeling off of it like it's something old. So it's either something that's fresh, it just happened, or it's something that is coming up this week for you that's going to trigger feelings, trigger emotions, and kind of trigger some doubt, some worry, and some grief down here. Let's see what they have to say. But we've got the Ace of Cups coming up. Yes. And the Knight of Swords, which is sort of a rushing energy, or an impetuous energy, charging forward with something. And this is all coming up over here on this really, I mean, this is just a really promising energy. It's like the energy on the periphery of this is really promising energy, with the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups showing off work opportunities and getting the recognition and the celebration that you deserve. It feels like a really good energetic match. It's sparking an Ace of Cups over here, so a brand new feeling of emotions overflowing, something that really makes you feel emotionally fulfilled, an exciting new opportunity that we're wanting to rush forward with. Yes. Tell us that story is what I'm with the bard. They just said, tell us that story. Because that's the energy is all there for it. So all of this worry, they want you to tell them that story. The story of success and celebration, of being in the right place at the right time, of feeling emotionally fulfilled and overflowing, and meeting this perfect match, whether that's a person or an opportunity or career-wise. Tell that story. Thank you, my friends. Yes, we've got the Page of Wands coming out over here. A lot of wand energy on this side of the spread. This is where we had the Hanged Man and the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands on that modify card. So now we have the Page of Wands coming out with that as well. So a lot of passionate energy, a lot of energy of taking action, or at the very least with the Hanged Man of shifting our focus into following our personal passions and pursuits, to following the things that make us feel fulfilled, interested, and intrigued. And the Queen of Wands definitely has a connotation of confidence and competence, not being afraid to shine or stand out. What else? The Sun coming out with that. Absolutely. And with that Queen of Wands, I think I said earlier about the sunflowers, like turning your face towards the sun or focusing on the things that are abundant. Shine a spotlight on yourself and your own passions, with the Sun coming out with that over here. And it's all on top of that modify card. So it's like, again, I get the feeling of modify your story and modify the energy. Because with old things falling away, with death and tower moments and closing of karmic cycles, new opportunity, it frees up a lot of energy for new things to begin. But that energy is yours to craft. It's yours to create. And you have this beautiful energy, this beautiful story that's right there on that. I get like the tip of your tongue. So maybe you need to speak it out. Give it some sort of solidness or validity, kinetic validity. So maybe writing it out and or speaking it out loud, doing some sort of a ritual for yourself, if whether that's affirmations or just telling yourself a story about what it is you want to have happen. I also heard like music. So what about music? Maybe you write music. Or okay, so maybe you just need to like focus on the music that makes you feel some kind of way, is what I'm getting. So maybe if you feel like you're go to write down your story, or you go to speak it out loud, or you go to envision it in your mind, maybe some music would help. Put on your earbuds and whatever sparks that that vibe for you, the vibe that you're going for. Put on some music that that helps cultivate that energy. Music is a really powerful tool that I think we underutilize in our spiritual work. We could be utilizing it a lot more, or at least I know I could for sure. And the Knight of Cups coming up with that as well. So that's a somebody coming in with an offer that is emotionally fulfilling. Whether that's a person or whether you're offering yourself that cup, is take it how it resonates, right? But with the Two of Cups over here as well, it could very easily be a person coming in, this energy ushering in a new person or new individual that has something beautiful and fulfilling to offer you. Love it. All right, what can you tell me about this down here? It's such a weird it's such a weird dichotomy of cards, because again, it's such a positive reading on the sides of the reading and a lot of more difficult energy through the center of the reading. So what do we got? 2 coming up. So we've got the now we've got the 4 of Pentacles coming up with that. So what are we holding on to down here? And the Queen of Swords coming up with that. So absolutely, this is it very much feels like the Queen of Swords is going to be clarity and transformation. She's usually pictured with butterflies, and she's got her sword of truth there. And I feel like with the four of Pentacles is usually, what are we cleaving to? What are we holding on to? What are we afraid to let go of? Where is the the lack mentality to where we're cleaving to things here. And so I feel like the Queen of Swords is cutting through or cutting out. Sometimes it's the things that we're holding on to the closest, the things that we're clutching, that are the things that need to be cut loose or let go of the most. Because that's where the insecurity lies, right? Things we hold on to the tightest as like a security blanket. It's hiding an underlying insecurity is what it feels like. Like I literally get the feeling of like gripping onto a pillow or pulling the covers over our heads or holding onto something that makes us feel secure, but it's not. It's creating an instability in the energy. And so we need to have some clarity about that and feel comfortable letting it go. And that may be, again, why the water fairy comes up in this reading, is to help us process those feelings and let them go, let them flow down the river. And the underlying card here does say give back. So again, I get an energy of being in a servant modality, being more open to putting yourself out there energetically, even if that's just being kind to others, will help loosen our grip on something here. Let's get another one more, please. What is the attachment? That's probably going to be different for everybody, but let's see what comes up. Yeah. That's the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is about limiting beliefs or self-imposed restrictions. In the Eight of Swords, she's got herself all bound up and surrounded by swords, but it's a prison of her own making, a prison of her mind with the swords there. So Spirit really asking you to take up your swords, be in the Queen of Swords energy, instead of feeling trapped by them. And remember, swords are a mental suit, so when we're bound up and surrounded by swords with a blindfold on, as in the Eight of Swords, it's like our thoughts have got us. Believing in limitations, believing in our restrictions in our minds, right? And similarly with the Nine of Swords here, that's also worry and concern, anxiety with our thoughts. But the Queen of Swords is transformed. She's got her butterflies and she's got her sword in hand and she's on her throne. So I get the energy of the feeling of taking up your sword or drawing your swords instead of letting them cut you. That's a lot. But it is true, and again with this reading, it's like you can use your thoughts to your advantage or to your disadvantage. They're really your thoughts. And there's so much positive on either side of this here that if we sing a different tune, we're creating a whole different vibration. All right, let's get some cards on the top of it really fast. What can you let us know about this Tower moment, this ending? Justice in the Ace of Pentacles on either side of it, though. And that's on that choice card. Nine of Cups. It's a wish fulfillment, getting in alignment. Okay, thank you. Yes. Oh, something feels terrible as it's falling away or we're releasing it, but it's normal for those things it's normal to have those kinds of feelings, to have to process those feelings and let them flow away. They are coming down and flowing away in order to facilitate a wish fulfillment, getting your energy in alignment with something that it is you truly want and desire. So it's healthy, beautiful, necessary at this time. Yes, and it's the Six of Wands coming out with it. The Six of Wands is like a victory, recognition, sitting tall in the saddle here. So, yes, it's a victory and a triumph. Something that I feel like it feels like something that's actually overcome, something that feels like we've overcome it. Mm. And you did choose this, whoever this is for. Maybe even like subconsciously, maybe you didn't recognize that it was a choice. But in order for all of this sidebar energy here, the wish fulfillment, the victory, the Ace of Pentacles, the wish and the energy that you've been like cultivating and wanting, the death of the old stuff in the tower coming down is a part of clearing out the energy for that to come through for you. So it is indeed something that we actually wished for and asked for. But it's just, and you know what, maybe this happens a lot for people. It certainly happens to me, is that for the new beautiful things we want to come in, old things that no longer serve us have to fall away. But it is really easy when we're going through that process to be in this really dense, disappointed, apathetic, worry. You know, as things fall down, we tend to worry and overthink and feel restricted and be cleaving to the old energy because it feels destabilizing when the tower comes down. And it's never pleasant to go through that energy, for sure. It's completely understandable. The spirit really not wanting that, the process of clearing out the energy to usher in blessings, to interfere with the energy of the blessings coming through. So have the strength to keep focused on the end game. Yeah, the nine, this is double Nine of Swords coming out again. They don't want you to over worry about things, get into your head about the situation, and feel full of anxiety. There could be some instability, some instabilities surrounding whatever the change in the tower coming down is here with the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. It feels like there's some potential, something that potentially feels like very destabilizing and worrisome. And once again, that could just be the general collective energy at the moment, but yeah. The Ace of Swords coming in right in with that. So they really want you to know that it's not a Nine of Swords. It's not a worry. It's not an anxiety situation. It's an Ace of Swords. It's an opportunity situation. It's a brand new victory situation coming in. So to sort of have some patience and some faith getting through it, that divine timing is at work here. And I love that. That makes me feel better. I hope it makes you feel better too. Sometimes when we're going through something like a big clearing out, a big emotional clearing, things feel unstable, things feel uncertain. It can feel hard to remain focused on, okay, things happen for a reason and this is for the best for me. Things that fall out of my life were not for me. It's easy to get in that worried energy about it. All right, we're going to get you one last card here. This is from the Lightworkers Oracle. What can we let people know here as a closing message, my friends? What can you let us know, please? Number 37, the heart transmission. Beautiful. These cards are so luminous. I really do love this deck. Let's see what it says. Number 37. The heart transmission. It says, your heart is capable not only of giving and receiving love, but of connecting you to a great network of beings that resonate in the highest frequencies of divine love. Through your heart, you can receive information and guidance from networks of light that fill our universe. As you learn to open your heart to receiving these transmissions, your ability to work with group consciousness in a loving way increases. You shall affect humanity in a loving way, influencing the collective rather than allowing the lower frequencies of the collective to overwhelm you. Absolutely. The invocation for this card, if you want to be able to use it for yourself at this time, says, I have gratitude now for the heart transmission that guides me through universal love into the group consciousness that can best serve the greatest good and my own divine destiny. I ask for protection, insight, clear knowing, and clear feeling to guide me through the many groups that I will love and work with spiritually this lifetime. May all my group involvements be constructive. May love, light, and power increase in me and upon the earth through all group work, blessed by grace. May the unconditionally loving ones help all group endeavors attain spiritual success. Through my own free will and divine love, so be it. Beautiful. And I love that. It did feel like there was an energy of being in a spirit of service that would help transmute some of the worry or negative energy here. And it sounds like, yeah, angels and guides are all on deck to help navigate the situation. Thank you so much, my friends, for those messages and for working with us. We appreciate you always. Thank you so much, my friends, for being here. I appreciate you always. Like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and we will see you guys next time.